Hey folks, Papa D here with David Delivers Space again. Second time in the last couple of hours we've had a chance to get together. This morning, hope you had a chance to check in and watch the splashdown of Crew 7 arriving from the International Space Station. Splashdown off the coast of Florida here, just a little bit before 9 o'clock this morning. And in about 5 minutes or so, we should be going live with Rocket Lab. And Rocket Lab Electron Curie, nicknamed today Owl Night Long. All night. The payload is a StriX satellite to a low Earth orbit. And this is the third of three that were launched for Synspective to deliver their satellites to low Earth orbit. Like I said, they are data collection in ground resolution of 1 to 3 meters. And each one of the Electron launches so far delivered one. So this is the 3 of 3. Rocket Lab, of course, launches out of New Zealand, Mahia Peninsula, and the launch pad is their LC-1B. The Electron is an interesting rocket. It is not hydraulic in nature. It is a chemical rocket, but it is electrical in nature with respect to fuel pumps and control surfaces. And they carry batteries that once the battery is depleted, the battery is staged and disposed of. A lot of reasons they do it the way they do it, and it seems to work well. These are not large rockets. These are small payload rockets. They are about, I'll give my exact numbers here. They're about 18 meters. So very close to the Japanese rocket that they're attempting to send off again for the second time later this week. But it is a small sat rocket. They will carry more than one satellite if they're under 1.2 meters, which is the fairing size. The fairing height is about 4 meters, so the fairing, the containment area for the payload, is about 1/3 the height of the entire rocket. So it's a pretty amazing little piece of equipment. This afternoon, this is the 45th orbital launch attempt for Rocket Lab, and this is their third of this year. And they have a fairly robust number of launches coming up this year. Everybody is ramping up to have a continued busy 2024. But like I said, this is a single payload this afternoon. It's a low Earth orbit. And details we have to share on this. It is called Strive. So we should be going live here in about a minute. Want to thank Rocket Lab for, as we do with everyone, being kind enough to share the coverage and the video so we can share with our subscribers. Look forward to an on-time, exciting launch today. Want to thank our subscribers. All of our new subscribers. Picked up a lot of new subscribers today during the subscribers. Thank you to the new subscribers. And if you are not a subscriber yet and you're visiting our channel, we'd love to have you join the family. Hit that subscribe button. Ring the bell. Hit that bell. Hit all that. That way you'll get notified when we have a new video going up, or we go live. And we go live a lot. We try to carry as many of the live launches remotely as we can. If it's going on here in Florida, live from our vantage point, which is always fun. Got one of those coming up this week. I believe Wednesday we have a Starlink that's coming out of Kennedy. And if I don't get out to Kennedy, I'll be hitting that from our literally our backyard here in Central Florida. So if you haven't subscribed and you look around and see what you see, and if you like it, hit subscribe. We'd love to have you part of our family. And we should be getting ready to go live here any second now, so I'm going to switch over the feed, and we'll stand by. Talk to you soon, folks. All right, folks, just want to check back in here. If you we are awaiting the live feed from Rocket Lab, low Earth orbit today, and we are waiting for the feed to come through. Should have been through a couple minutes ago, but slight delay. As soon as we get that feed, we'll bring that through so you can check out the launch. Appreciate it. Okay, folks, we are still standing by. We've got no indication there's a problem yet. Looks like we're going live now in about 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes. So there was a slight delay coming out of New Zealand. Gave me a chance to make a couple setting corrections to the stream, so hopefully that is a little bit more stable. And it's now, and we will take that stream live as soon as we get it. And for those who just joined in, I've got a few new people here. Guys, feel free to leave a comment if you're able to try to help. This is a Rocket Lab, what is being called Owl Night Long. Each launch gets its own nickname. This is a StriX satellite for it's a low Earth orbit of the third of three. First two have already been launched. And we are expecting launch. We were expecting launch at that's when the live stream didn't go through. So we will just hang tight. We are waiting in about 4 or 5 minutes here with us, and we'll bring you this stream. Hopefully a good launch. They are calling a 9:43 right now, which would make that live time. All right, folks, stand by. We'll have that to you as quickly as we can get it. Alright everybody, just still checking in with y'all. We are still holding for a stream from Rocket Lab. They are showing imminent, so we're hoping that comes through very quickly. And this is for the launch of Owl Night Long. Appreciate y'all standing by. And we are going to bring you that stream as quickly as it is provided to us. Thanks for all the subscribers who came through today and new subscribers. We appreciate you taking time to come out here and hang with us and be part of the family while we're waiting for our second stream of the day. When we're done here, if you want to go back and check the replay, it is available on the channel of this morning's event, which was the splashdown of the cruise. They should be port and heading back to Houston. Just stand by here a few more minutes, see what we've got. Hopefully this stream will start coming through for us. Alright everybody, it looks like we have a slight delay. Rocket Lab has moved the launch ahead by about a half an hour. They anticipate a 10:13 Eastern time, which is about 30 minutes. So what we'll do is we will just stand by here, leave the stream open, and we'll be here when they go live. They've had a delay now. Original T0 was supposed to be 9:30, I believe. So that'll put us at about 45 minutes. I've got no indications that I can find as far as a window that they're operating under. But the launch time now is scheduled for 10:13, which would put that out just a little bit right at 30 minutes. So we'll leave the stream open here, folks. We'll stand by. I'll set a timer, and we will be here as soon as they are available to us. Appreciate your patience, folks. All right, everybody, we are still holding. Uh, Rocket Lab has set their clock for 31 minutes and counting. So we're going to come back and try to go live just before that, depending on what happens. But apparently, Rocket Lab's got some delays. This launch has been delayed already. So I'm not seeing any reason why or what. It's just that they're pushing out. They've clearly got a little window. They've pushed into that window now by about just a little bit over an hour, from what I can tell. So we're just going to stand by. I've got the clock up so y'all can see we're still here. And we are standing by for a feed. And once we get a feed or some indication as to where this is going, we'll be sure to let you know. We also have, like I said, the replay is available from this morning if you want to check that out, or any of the other videos we have out there. But the stream this morning was the Crew 7 return and splashdown. So that's out there, but we'll hopefully have a Rocket Lab stream and launch here within the next 30 minutes or so. So we'll be standing by. This is Papa D. All right, everybody. Papa D here. Just wanted to check back in with you. We're expecting Rocket Lab to go live in about 11 minutes if they hold the course. We've had some delays, but no indication that there's any kind of an issue. At least it's been posted where we can get to it. So at this point in time, we're just going to hang tight. Appreciate you hanging with us. We're expected to have launch at 9:30 this morning. Looks like if they go live on time at 10:35, it'll be sometime thereabouts. But we'll just wait and see. Again, about 10 minutes and 40 seconds, give or take, we'll be able to hopefully get an update. And as soon as we get a live feed, we'll bring that right to you. Thanks a lot. All right, everybody, we're standing by now. We are expecting the live feed to begin right about now, unless we get a change again. So we're just standing by, and as soon as this feed kicks in, we'll bring it right over to you. This will be the Rocket Lab Electron Owl Night Out single satellite for a StriX satellite to low Earth orbit. And we're just waiting for the feed to come through or get an indication of where we're at on the launch. Thanks for sticking in there.
Hello from Rocket Lab's Mission Control Center in Auckland, New Zealand. We are live with a view of Electron on Pad B at Launch Complex 1 in Mahia. Today's launch is a dedicated mission for Earth imaging customer and longtime Rocket Lab partner, Synspective. If you've been following our missions for Synspective so far, you'll know that owls are a common theme, and today's launch is no different. Following in the footsteps of previous missions called The Owl's Night Begins, The Owl's Night Continues, and The Owl Spreads Its Wings, today's mission is called Owl Night Long. My name is Prachi Saknani, and I'll be with you live as we count down to our 45th Electron mission, scheduled for liftoff at 4:03 a.m. local time, or 15:03 UTC. Now, speaking of being up all night long, our operators are on console and are tracking no issues for launch today. We are shooting for the last opportunity in today's window, but we still have plenty of opportunities over the coming days as a backup if we need to stand down for any reason. Today's launch is our 4th Electron mission for Synspective, starting with our partnership with them in 2020. All the satellites in Synspective's constellation are part of their StriX series. And for those avid birdwatchers out there, you'll have recognized that StriX is a genus of owls, hence the owl-themed mission names. We first launched for Synspective in December 2020 with The Owl's Night Begins, our 17th mission, and a dedicated launch of Synspective's cutting-edge Earth observation satellite, StriX Alpha. Then, in February of 2022, we launched their StriX Beta satellite as part of our 24th Electron mission called The Owl's Night Continues. This mission was also the inaugural launch from Pad B at Launch Complex 1. The second pad at LC1 increased our responsive launch capabilities and allowed us to schedule more launches. We then continued our partnership with Synspective in September of 2022 with The Owl Spreads Its Wings, which carried a StriX-1 satellite. This was the first commercial synthetic aperture radar, or SAR, satellite in the series. Now, this launch was full of Rocket Lab milestones. It was our 30th Electron mission. It carried our 300th Rutherford engine, and StriX-1 was the 150th satellite we delivered to orbit. One thing that makes Synspective's payloads unique is that they're a little bit larger than the standard Electron fairing normally allows, and so our Electron engineers and designers developed a tailored fairing with notches to fit the corners of the StriX spacecraft. Just one of the many perks of flying dedicated on Electron and tailoring your mission to precise, customer-specific requirements. So let's take a closer look at Synspective's constellation. We mentioned earlier that this satellite series is called StriX, named after the owl. In many cultures, including Japan, the owl is a symbol of wisdom and luck. Synspective's SAR technology uses the echo of radio waves to create 2 and because the technology does not rely on visual electromagnetic wavelengths, it can produce these high-resolution images regardless of cloud cover or daylight. The StriX satellites have provided images to assist in disaster response in all weather conditions, such as flooding and inclement weather systems, urban development and planning, and construction and infrastructure monitoring. As we approach T-minus 12 minutes, our operators will run through the go, no-go poll with this mission's launch director, Joseph Carpico. Let's throw it over to Mission Control to confirm that we are go for launch.
All operators, this is the LD on mission, proceeding with the go, no-go sequence. Stage.
Stage is go.
Avionics.
Avionics is go.
GNC.
GNC is go.
VCON.
VCON is go.
T1.
T1 is go.
GC.
GC is go.
PLS.
PLS is go.
RSO.
RSO is go.
MET.
MET is go.
RF.
RF is go.
MM.
MM is go.
LD sub.
LD sub is go.
The go, no-go sequence is complete. We are T-minus 11 minutes, 25 seconds and counting. We are go for terminal count. Auto sequence at T-minus 10 minutes. From this time, the 3-word hold procedure is in effect.
That's confirmation from Mission Control. All systems on Electron are healthy, and we are proceeding with the remainder of our count. T0 is targeted for 4:03 a.m. local time, or 15:03 UTC. You see, today's Mission Control is filled with launch operators, but just a few days ago, they shared the room with our spacecraft operators as we conducted our very first spacecraft re-entry. We were bringing home an in-space manufacturing capsule for our partners Varda Space. For more than 8 months, the capsule lived happily on orbit, supported by a Rocket Lab designed and built spacecraft bus that provided power, communications, ground control, and attitude control. Inside the capsule, Varda was completing a world-first in-space manufacturing experiment by growing crystals for pharmaceutical products in orbit, hoping to grow them at a better quality than on Earth thanks to the reduced gravity environment. With the in-space manufacturing portion complete, our operators completed the final deorbit and re-entry positioning maneuvers on February 21st, and the capsule successfully touched down in the Utah desert shortly afterward. Let's take a bit of a look back at the development and execution of that mission.
Ground services configured. Antenna configured for TTC 04. Holding at 5 degrees elevation. Antenna released. AOS.
This is GNC on recovery net. The last maneuver exited nominally. The spacecraft is in deployment mode.
Capsule is on internal power.
1 minute to capsule set.
T-minus 10 seconds.
Deployment confirmed by GNC.
Expected parachute deployment.
RCO has a camera visual confirmation on shoot.
Approximate touchdown time is in 100 seconds.
And Bardo recovery, please let us know when you have visuals in the capsule.
That is affirmative, and it is in visual by the recovery helicopter.
Copy all. Thanks, Peter. Thank you so much for all your support and your ride.
Rock Lab MD signing off.
So grateful to be able to have worked with such an amazing team from Rocket Lab. Honestly, best of the best of everything we do. I've been working on this mission for a couple of years, so this is an incredible milestone to see mission end happen the way we designed it from day one. We got 3 more to go. 1 more is waiting for launch in the summer, so we're ready to do it all again.
What an incredible view, and what a way to conclude the mission. But that is not all. This was just the first of 4 spacecraft that we are building for Varda, with the second already built and ready for its upcoming launch date. Our Space Systems division is hard at work, not only building for Varda, but also building dozens of spacecraft for the Space Development Agency, MDA and Globalstar, NASA, and more. Speaking of all the spacecraft our divisions are building, we have a growing number of opportunities to join the team. At our headquarters in Long Beach, we are looking for new talents to help build spacecraft, radios, avionics, our Rutherford and Archimedes engines, and more. We've expanded our headquarters to meet the demands of our programs and need people like you. So why Rocket Lab? Let's see what some of our team members have to say.
Working here in Long Beach at Rocket Lab headquarters is great. It's a really dynamic environment we want to come back to every day.
That's super cool.
Knowing that some of our satellites will be going into the orbit of Venus one day, knowing that I'm an integral part of these missions gives me the drive to work on them.
We're trying to do things a lot faster than everybody else, including going to the moon, going to Mars. That brings with it a whole set of new things that we can do faster, things that we can do better than others. And that really inspires me because it opens up space to a whole new set of possibilities, use cases. My favorite Rocket Lab moment to date has been the re-entry of the Winnebago satellite. All of the work that went into being the first commercial satellite to re-enter on US soil. That's really cool. That's something nobody else has done.
We recently ran the first production tests on actual flight modules. And there was a bunch of us gathered around these plots and just watching the data come in.
It was an extensive process, kind of like the Trailblazer, proving that that module actually passed. That was probably like my most exciting moment here.
So people should come to Rocket Lab because it's a unique environment. We're one of the few companies in the world that can do both the rocket side of things as well as the satellite side of things. And so you get a unique blend of a whole bunch of different skills, allows people to see different aspects.
I feel like people with broad skill sets are really valued. Even if you're not from space or if you've been in space for 15 years, you'll be able to contribute in a really cool and exciting way.
If California isn't your calling, we have openings available at our sites across North America and New Zealand, including the buildup of our new site in Middle River, Maryland, where Neutron will come to life. If you're ready to launch your career and join our team, apply at rocketlabusa.com/careers now. We are moving towards the final stages before launch with T-minus 3.5 minutes on the clock. At T-minus 2 minutes or 2 minutes to terminal, Electron's autonomous flight computers will take over the countdown. Shortly after that 2-minute mark, we should hear the call that LOX loading is complete, which means that the vehicle is fully fueled and good to go. The next gate is the signal that the first and second stages are pressurized for launch. After that, we await the iconic 10-second countdown to liftoff. Let's listen into mission control for these final steps in the sequence.
Lock auto sequence and confirm.
Confirm locked.
And VCON, confirm all expected primary flight computer ASGOs are green.
All ASGOs are green.
This is the LD on mission. We are go for auto sequence start at T-minus 2 minutes. LD is go for launch.
All avionics batteries switch to internal power. The vehicle is on internal power. AFTS is green and enabled for flight.
Okay, everyone, looks like we are go for launch. Flight director's given the clearance. Everything's on internal power at this point. And hopefully,
LOX load is complete. System is in recirculation.
About a minute and a half, we will see a Electron Rocket Lab launch. We'll just stand by and listen.
Anti-geysering is disabled. Stage 1 and Stage 2 tanks are pressed for flight.
High flow engine purchase enabled.
T-minus 20 seconds and counting. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we have liftoff.
Have liftoff. Owl to the night. Owl night long. Sorry for that. Owl night long is going into the night. That is an early morning shot from New Zealand. It's about 4:03 their time.
Our 45th Electron is now in the air, having successfully lifted off the pad at Launch Complex 1. Synspective's StriX-3 satellite is on its way to space. The next critical stage in Electron's flight is max Q, or maximum aerodynamic pressure. This is when the vehicle's velocity is at its maximum and the vehicle experiences the most amount of mechanical stress. Let's listen in for the call from Mission Control for when Electron clears that stage of flight.
Approaching max Q. Cleared max Q.
There we go. Electron has successfully passed through max Q and at an altitude of just over 15 kilometers is well on its way to pass the Kármán line and enter space. The 9 sea-level Rutherford engines on the first stage are operating nominally, and we are approaching the next series of events in the mission. The first milestone after max Q is MECO, or main engine cutoff, when those 9 engines throttle down before shutting down completely. This slows the vehicle down just a touch before the first and second stages separate, and once this is complete, the second stage space-optimized Rutherford engine ignites to take the payload and kick stage the rest of the way into orbit. These 3 events happen in quick succession, so let's keep an eye out and listen in for the calls from Mission Control.
Stand by for MECO in approximately 30 seconds.
Awesome shots. Thank you to Rocket Lab for providing them to us.
15 seconds to staging.
Entered burn light detect mode.
MECO confirmed.
Operation success.
Stage 2 ignition confirmed.
Done, done, and done. And with that, we've confirmed MECO, stage separation, and ignition of the space-optimized Rutherford engine on the second stage. At this point, as Electron has cleared most of the Earth's atmosphere, it can also jettison the fairing, as it is no longer needed to protect the payload.
Fairing jettison succeeded.
Guidance is nominal.
Electron's fairing has now been ejected, with the 2 pieces falling away to burn up in Earth's atmosphere. Electron's second stage is continuing nominally on its way to orbit, carrying the Synspective payload. The vehicle is currently at 132 kilometers altitude and reaching speeds of more than 9,000 kilometers an hour.
Stage 2 propulsion is nominal.
Glowing bright as we hit T+4 and a bit minutes into the flight for the Owl night-long mission for SAR imaging company Synspective.
Okay, everything's looking nominal. As you can see, speed and altitude.
If you take a look at the panel on the right-hand side of your screen, you can see our propellant telemetry from Electron's Stage 2. Currently, we have about 60% of kerosene and about 60% of LOX remaining as we head into the next major milestone, the battery hot swap, a unique maneuver to Electron.
And that hot swap is what I spoke about quite a while ago, where they will drop the battery cell that is no longer being used because it's out of juice, and the second battery will take over. Batteries control,
Guidance is nominal. 10 seconds remaining.
Of course, the avionics control the fuel pumps. These are not
throttling down.
Not hydraulic, and that's unique to Electron. So they will drop the battery pack.
As I mentioned before, up next is a familiar mission milestone, the battery hot swap. This is where we take the depleted batteries powering the electric pump inside the second stage Rutherford engine and swap them out mid-flight for a fresh one to power us the rest of the way to orbit. If you watch closely, hopefully you'll catch the battery ejection and see it fall away from the stage. Keep an eye out for a silvery object on the right.
Hot swap successful.
Stage 2 propulsion holding nominal.
Battery jettison confirmed.
And there we go, successful battery hot swap. Electron is now traveling at over 16,000 kilometers an hour and is at an altitude of just over 200 kilometers. And with that hot swap completed, we are approaching second engine cutoff, or SECO. This is just a few minutes away, expected to occur at around T plus 9 minutes and 5 seconds. T plus 7 minutes into flight, an Electron is well on its way to orbit. The Stage 2 Rutherford engine is burning hot and bright with 25.8 kilonewtons of thrust being produced. The Rutherford engine, you may not have known, is named after famous New Zealand physicist Sir Ernest Rutherford, who pioneered many things, including being the first to split an atom.
HV battery discharge holding nominal.
If you take a look again at the right-hand side of your screen, you'll see Electron's Stage 2 and Kick Stage trajectory values tracking pretty closely to our estimates. Today's launch of Synspective's StriX-3 brings our satellite launch tally up to 178 satellites, with plenty more scheduled for this year in our launch manifest. This includes one coming up very soon from Launch Complex 2 in Virginia.
Into burn-in tech mode.
All right, we're about 8.5 minutes into flight and quickly approaching SECO. Much like Kumiko earlier, the Rutherford engine on Electron's second stage will throttle back and shut down ahead of kick stage separation following a few seconds later. We're standing by now with mission control for those milestones.
SECO confirmed.
Stage 3 separation confirmed. Nominal transfer orbit achieved.
There it goes. The vacuum-optimized Rutherford engine has throttled down and the second stage has cleanly separated from the kick stage. For the next 50 minutes or so, the kick stage will enter a coast phase until it reaches the apogee of its elliptical orbit, or the furthest distance it will be from Earth. From here, the Curie engine will kick in to adjust the angle to a circular orbit. Once we reach Synspective's requested location in orbit, StriX-3 will be deployed from the kick stage, and that is the end of our role in the mission. Now, we won't have a live feed from the kick stage of payload deployment on this mission, but we will stay with you on the webcast to bring you a simulated view of payload deployment. We'll take a bit of a break on the webcast now, and we'll leave you with this graphic of the kick stage in its elliptical orbit above Earth. We'll be back with you closer to payload deployment to listen in on those final moments from mission control. Payload deployment is expected to take place at around T plus 53 minutes, so I'll see you back here very soon.
There we go. We got to see a good launch today. We got good stage separations, hot swap of the battery, something different that we're not used to normally seeing out of anyone but Rocket Lab. The payload now is in about a 43 minute, about 43 minutes. Yeah, while it's making its final approach to its apogee. The kick stage will then eject the satellite, take it to its final parking orbit. So I think with that, we're going to end the stream right here. There is no further video that's going to come through. They're going to do some animation, they said, and that can be followed on their Twitter or on their feed. But with nothing more to see other than the graphic, we're just going to see some animation. That would be it. But everything looks good. The satellite's healthy. We did finally get to see the Electron take off. It's a nice little rocket. It's another nice company. Provides great service for, like I said earlier, the smaller payloads. So with that, we will drop the stream for now. We do have the Japanese second attempt. And I have my notes here, but it is the launch that we tried to carry last week out of Kit, I believe. But it was to be the maiden voyage of this rocket, and that's going to be coming up this evening. I'm not really sure if that's going to be carried or not, but we do have Wednesday a Starlink launch. Thursday morning, they're targeting approximately 8 o'clock. Thanks for sticking by, and we finally got to see the launch. And I'll see you all soon. Again, thank you to Rocket Lab. Thank you to the subscribers. Every one of you are appreciated. And if you are not subscribed, take a look around. If you feel like joining the family, we'd love to have you. Hit the subscribe button and join the club, so to speak. Have a great day.